Okay, so hopefully, hopefully that worked. And that things are okay here. I think things are going all right. What's this one say? All right. Um, okay. Well, we've been going live on both. So, okay, we have one person here. If you are able to see this, please let me know in the comments. Uh, hopefully, you can see this. We're going to keep going. I'm going to trust that things worked out. If they didn't, then that's okay too. All right. So we are on Aries. No, we're not. We are on. Let's start that over. We are on Leo, Sun, Moon, and Rising sign. So Leo, what can you expect for the week ahead? Let's find out. Hello, Leo. We're going to do a new bell. Let's do a new bell just to help everybody out here. Okay, Leo, Sun, Moon, and Rising signs. What is happening for you for the week ahead? Well, first of all, you have the Hanged Man. So I think you may be encountering some feeling stuck energy, and it's important to remember, I'll let you know, this is a full moon today. The full moon is happening in this moment. And so because of that, there might be some challenging energy going on. With the full moon here, this is all about connecting into all of the things that we're ready to let go of. So if you feel stuck, if you feel like you're coming face to face with these parts of yourself that maybe you didn't want to incorporate, or you thought you were done with it, or any of that kind of energy, just be with it, right? It's here because it's ready to leave. So let it come up, experience it, face it, flush it out, move through it, feel all the feels, and that's going to help you. And so I think that this feeling reserved or stuck or set back, the thing about the Hanged Man is he's doing it to gain spiritual wisdom, right? He's doing it so that he can gain this new understanding. So with that spiritual wisdom understanding in this, it's letting you know that this is for a reason, that the understanding of being stuck is giving you wisdom. So ask yourself, what wisdom is this handing me? Because the more that you can do that, the more that it'll help you moving forward. You have the victory card, so you're going to be victorious at whatever it is you're working on. So if you have any kind of little setbacks popping into your life this week, those setbacks are here to maybe to slow you down a little bit, maybe to give you a brief pause to think about things. Maybe this is an opportunity to process certain things, to move through certain things on a deeper level, and that can help you in the long run. So if you're feeling this push towards connecting into this kind of energy of not really knowing how to move, not really knowing what's going on, there's an opportunity within this to let go of some of that on a deeper level and to connect into who you are and what's going on beyond that. You're going to be victorious. So keep that in mind. Now, with the Three of Pentacles, this is also a great week for you to connect in with some like-minded people. This is a good week for building community and support to create something together. So especially if you're feeling like you're stuck on something, maybe this is a great moment to go ask for help on something too, because you might end up unintentionally building really powerful community that can help you in the long run. This is about building powerful allies in what it is that you're creating, what it is you're working on, where it is you're moving through. So connect in with those allies and, use them to help you move forward. That there are people out there who can help you create and do the things that you want to do. This week might be a great week to meet some of those people, to move through that energy, to get the help from others and to move forward from that. Finally, you have the Ace of Pentacles. So this is a new beginning in the physical world as well. You might feel called to change up certain things in your environment this week. And I think that that's something you should highly consider doing. If you feel as though things are a little bit shaky or you don't really know how to move forward on certain things, maybe change up your routine, maybe go to a different place, maybe do things in a different way, maybe meet new people, maybe, go to work differently, maybe, take the bus instead of the car, or, any of those kinds of things, because it's going to shift the way that your mind is set. And, I think you're trying to let go of some of those patterns and conditions that are keeping you stuck and open you up to a new opportunity, a new way of feeling good about yourself and moving forward from that. So anyway, Leo, Sun, Moon, and Rising signs, I hope that that's helpful. I hope that you have an excellent week ahead. We are going to move forward now. And I hope that the stream is working now. It looks like it restarted. So I if I lost some of these, I will find a way to post some of the other ones in post here. I think that I had some technical difficulties at the beginning and that glitched me out. So I hope that we don't lose these for the week for everybody. But maybe that's a part of this week too, is coming face to face with some of those technical glitches. And I at least have the Insta one, so I can share that with everybody at least. So let's find out. We're going to move on now to Virgo, Sun, Moon, and Rising signs. And let's see what Virgos can expect for the week. If you're in the chat and you can type, let me know. Go ahead and type for me, and that might help me out too. So thank you. Just so I know people are here and you can see this. All right, let's move on. Okay, Virgo, Sun, Moon, and Rising signs. What can our Virgos expect for the week? Let's find out. Well, Virgo, you have the Wheel of Fortune. So right away, this is a really positive, powerful week for you to come face to face with your own luck, your own lucky energy. So particularly if you feel like things have not been going your way, this is a great moment to start to look at what are the silver linings, what are the little tiny things here, where can you take that luck energy and take it and move forward from it, right? This is about channeling your own luck and your own wisdom and letting that be your guide moving forward, that there's powerful connection point here to your own wisdom, your own capability moving forward. Now, you have the Ace of Swords, so it's a new beginning in the mind. And so I do think there's an importance, Virgo, of letting yourself think about things differently, of changing the way that you think about things to move forward. And it's a really positive moment for you to do that with that Wheel of Fortune card. It's about thinking about things differently. This is about not letting past thought processes, past actions, past situations keep you stuck in the same thing, but finally letting that go. Now, today is a full moon, and that full moon energy is totally present in these readings. With the full moon, it's an opportunity to come face to face with all of the things that are holding you back, and finally, being able to let go of some of those things. So anything that you're ready to let go of, they might pop up today and a little bit into the week as a moment to let go of things. So particularly, you have the Hanged Man here. If you feel stuck at all, let yourself embrace that energy and see what it's teaching you, because the Hanged Man, it's a stuck person, but gaining wisdom from being stuck. So where can you gain wisdom in the situation that you're moving through, and how can you use that wisdom to help you push forward? That powerful wisdom energy is here trying to push you in a positive direction. How can you connect into that to help you move forward? There's a real power in being able to do that this week. Finally, we have the Nine of Wands, which is about really great. Welcome, Victoria. Awesome. I'm glad that you're with us. I hope you have a nice week as well. Thank you so much. So with that Nine of Wands, this is about, it's the battle-hardened soldier energy. So if you are feeling like you are coming face to face with some of those past battles, with a new mindset, this is about letting those things go, that the world that you're in now is not the world that you were in before. And so there's a need to let yourself have a fresh perspective, to let go of thinking that things have to be a certain way because they were before. Really letting go of that and letting yourself embrace a new thought process here is going to be super helpful moving forward. So anyway, Virgo, Sun, Moon, and Rising signs, I hope that was helpful. We're going to be moving on now. Welcome, Victoria. Nice to see you too. I'm glad that you're here, and I'm glad that you can see me. We had some technical difficulties starting out, and so I was a little bit worried that we lost some of it. And I think based on the timeline counter on the top, we may have missed the first part of the readings. So I might have to find a way to change the way that did, but we'll see how it goes. Thanks for tuning in live. I'm going to keep going with all the signs, and then we'll figure out how to deal with it. I'm streaming in two places, so I'm hopeful that that things will work out. I'm Capricorn. Okay, we haven't done Capricorn yet, so you're welcome to wait around for them. We're going to move on. We just did Virgo. We're going to move on now to Libra, I believe. Let me double check. Yep, Libra is next. So let's figure that out together. What can our Libras expect? Okay, Libra, Sun, Moon, and Rising signs. What can our Libras expect for the week? What's going on with you? Well, first of all, you have the star card. So Libra, I think that you are coming out of a feeling of blocked, of lost, of unincorporated within the self, of unknowns, and coming into a certain feeling of light, of joy. You know, the star is the light shining in the darkness. It is the peace and calm after cataclysm. Not that you've been through cataclysm, but it's kind of letting you know that some of those difficult things that you've been through, you know, that those are done now in a lot of ways, you know, and I think that this is a week of you really kind of incorporating that idea into your life a little bit more, of realizing that you don't have to live in the deepest depths of experience that you've been through, that you can bring yourself back up and back out of those things, that you can come into a love of self, you can come into a light, you can come into a joy of who you are and of life and all of that, that there's an opportunity for you to do that. And this week is going to be really helpful in sharing that idea with you, of sharing the understanding that joy and possibility and love are all for you, that there's a real ability to do that. So, you know, tune into that a little bit this week, that there's a real possibility in that. You know, you have the Seven of Cups here. And with the Seven of Cups, this is, you know, in this deck, it's a person who's walking a tightrope here. Usually it's a person who's overwhelmed by options or ideas or decisions. It can talk about, you know, illusions too. But I think for you, you know, I think that maybe you've been feeling a bit stuck in how to move forward, you know, maybe feeling overwhelmed at the possibilities of life, of the understandings of things. And I think that this week is really going to be opening you up to finding something to move forward with, you know, really like letting yourself choose one thing and work on one thing. Because you have the Ace of Wands, which talks about inspiration. It's about feeling inspired, feeling creative, feeling powerful enough to make things happen, to do things, to go with the flow in a positive direction. So you have the ability this week to have new ideas, to use your inner self and move forward from that. Hey, Sonia, welcome, welcome. Hello, hello. So there's an opportunity here with this week to let yourself be inspired. Let yourself feel as though you can actually do things. You can actually move things, move in new directions. You know, that you don't have to be lost in all of these options, you know, that you can choose one and work on one and move forward from that place. You know, this is a great moment to be able to do that. So if you feel as though you're overwhelmed by options, you know, this is a good time to just kind of choose one and see if it works out for you. And if you like it, great, move forward with it. If you don't like it, that's fine too. You can let that one go if it doesn't work, and you can do something else, you know, but there's opportunity in that for you this week. And I think you'll be feeling inspired to do that. Last up, you have the Four of Pentacles, which talks about needing to, you know, it's about feeling safe, you know, and sometimes we prioritize an inner emotional safety that isn't really all that safe for us, you know. It's like we prioritize, there's a fear, it's like prioritizing the fear of what might happen over the possibilities of what may actually happen, right? It's about being afraid that bad things will happen instead of being hopeful that possibilities will come in to your life and your situation. And so this week, if you're feeling a little bit stuck about what's going on, if you're feeling a little bit locked into not knowing which way to move forward, you know, and feeling as though you have to play it safe, just know with that star card that you don't have to play it safe, that you can make choices for yourself that open you up to different ways of moving through life. And there's an opportunity for that for you. So anyway, Libra, sun, moon, and rising signs. I hope that that's helpful. I hope you have an excellent week ahead. Please do check out your sun, moon, and rising signs. All three are going to help you figure out what's going on. And then if you're watching this in post on YouTube, I don't know if it worked out yet or not, but worst case scenario, if you only see a few of the readings up here because the chat got all messed up, you can go backwards to I'm going to post a video from the other chat that will hopefully show everything. So if that's the case, that's the case. I don't know how that's going to work yet, but that's my goal. So we'll see. Anyway, let's keep moving forward. Oh, interesting. All right, who is next up here? After Libra comes Scorpio. Okay, Scorpio, sun, moon, and rising signs. What can you expect for the week ahead? Well, first of all, you got the Tower card. Let's talk about that right away. So the Tower is a lot of change coming in. Usually in the physical world, it can be things shattering. It can be things moving in uncontrolled settings. It can be like things breaking down and the world around you kind of reflecting that. So if you feel like things are breaking down around you this week, just know that you can come through it on the other end of it. You got the safety card, which can talk about playing it safe, but I think it can also talk about being a little message that you are safe. So if things are moving in challenging ways around you this week, just know that you're safe, that there is safety here for you this week. So just know that you're going to make it through this, that you can make it through this. You don't have to fall too far here, and there's an importance in just keeping that in mind as you move forward. So as you continue along here, we have the Page of Pentacles, and the Page of Pentacles is new beginnings in the physical world. So I think as things are shifting around you, as the world is changing around you, use it as an opportunity for you to move things around for yourself, that you can let yourself go in a new direction. And there's a need to be able to do that, I think, a little bit this week too, that like you don't have to do things in the same way, that you don't have to put yourself in the same patterns, you don't have to continue along in the same direction, that you can move in a new direction and create a new sense of being for yourself, if that makes sense. So in this week, it's a new start in the physical spaces. So you can change things, you can move in a new direction, you can change the way that you are living, where you're living, what you're eating, all of those kind of physical things. You have an opportunity this week to change some of that. And I think that as you do that, as you change into something different, as you move yourself into a new direction in that space, there's opportunity to open yourself up to that new energy, a little bit here. Now, the thing about the pages is they're students. They don't have all the answers. They're still learning how to do things. So I think, don't be afraid to experiment a little. Don't be afraid to make some choices and to move in a positive direction from that. Don't be afraid to experiment a little in your own life and see if something works. And if it doesn't work, then you can change it, and if it does work, then you can move in that direction. Don't be afraid to experiment and do whatever you need to do, right? On the experimental level, that you can think about doing things in one way and try it out. And if it works, then great. If it doesn't work, then you can change the way that you're doing it. You can move in a different direction and try something else and see if that works. That, you can really learn how to move this week. Now, you have the Seven of Pentacles, which it could talk about being in a place of shifting your own movement of things. You can shift things around, you can change in a new direction if you need to, and you can build into your life something really positive for yourself. Now, this is about putting in a lot of hard work in certain areas too. And, I think that you've been putting in a lot of hard work in certain places in your life. And sometimes this card can talk about, not being at the finish line, and that being a frustrating thing. So if you want things to be further along than they are, you just have faith that things are working out. You're not at the end yet, but harvest season is coming. You're starting to see the results of the work that you've been doing. So just keep going, keep moving, and you're going to end up in a positive place. In the long run, you're going to get there, but only if you continue to put in that work, right? And just have faith that it is leading you somewhere, because it is. So anyway, Scorpio, sun, moon, and rising signs, I hope that that's helpful. Please do check out all three, your sun, moon, and rising, if you have all three. If you have two in the same, then maybe that one is a little bit more powerful for you. You take it as it resonates for you. But we're going to move on now. If you would like a private reading for me, they are available on my website. Whoops. You can find information at junodrome.com for that. And we're going to keep going. After Scorpio comes Sagittarius. So Sagittarius, sun, moon, and rising signs, we're going to figure out what you need. And Victoria, thank you so much for letting everybody know in the chat which one we're on. I appreciate that. That's very helpful of you. Okay, so Sagittarius, sun, moon, and rising signs. Let's go. Okay, Sagittarius, sun, moon, and rising. What can you expect from the week ahead? Let's find out together. All right, well, Sagittarius, first up, you have the King of Cups. So this is going to be a powerful week for you to tune into your emotions and your emotional being and to share some compassion with yourself. Now, this week, today, right now, is a full moon. And with that full moon energy, a lot of times, I think I'm the only one here with you. Yeah, I think Victoria, you are, but that's okay. I'm glad that you're here. It's great. So with that King of Cups energy, it's a full moon this week, and the full moon is it's all about coming face to face with the things that we're ready to let go of. And so, a lot of times during the full moon, we might have difficult emotions that come up, difficult situations that we're thinking about, things that are in our life that we just don't want to continue anymore. All of those types of things, you may be encountering those head on this week. So if you are facing any of those things, just, share that compassion with yourself, share that love with yourself, and continue to do that, because the more that you can share that love with your being, the more that you'll feel free in the long run to feel good about yourself afterward, right? That you have to feel all of your emotions to come to a place of letting them go. And, sometimes that means encountering challenging emotions. But if you do that, if you encounter those challenging emotions, just be aware that it's leading you towards calmer waters, that, you are moving in a direction towards calm and clear new energy, and it might take traveling through some choppy waters first to get there, but you're moving on and you're moving out of those difficult things and into something positive in the long run, and that can be a challenging journey. It could be a long journey. It doesn't necessarily mean it's something that's going to happen overnight, but you are moving in that direction. And I think that's important to remember. You've got the Eight of Swords, which can talk about feeling stuck. And that's come up a lot this week for a lot of the signs. So that's one of our collective messages, I think, is that we may be feeling stuck as a collective. We might not know how to move forward collectively. And so, if you're encountering that, if you're feeling stuck, if you're feeling as though you don't know how to move forward in a certain place, then just know that that might be for a reason a little bit this week too. That by taking a step back and a pause, it might give you the opportunity to learn more about yourself on a deeper level and learn what you're ready to really walk away from. That you might be coming stuck because you might be face to face with the challenges that you're ready to move on from, the things that you're ready to let go of. And so if you're encountering that, face it head on, face it face to face, because it's going to take a transformation in your thinking to get away from that, to move on from that. With that Knight of Swords, this is about transforming your thought process and moving into a new way of thinking and feeling about life. And so if you're in that, if you're in this moment of not understanding why things are the way that they are and being face to face with some setbacks, it's asking you to change the way that you think about things to move forward. So let yourself transform your thoughts, let yourself transform the way that you do things, the way that you operate, because in the long run, it's going to bring you into a new sense of understanding to help you move forward. So anyway, Sagittarius, sun, moon, and rising signs. I hope that that's helpful. If you would like a private reading for me, they are available on junodrome.com. You can find that info in the description section here. And we're going to move on now. If you're watching this in post, there's a possibility that the beginning readings got cut off on the YouTube page. And if that is the case, I will attempt to upload the Instagram version to the channel. And if I do that, I will let you know. So just keep that in mind. I will post that information and hopefully figure all of that out. It might be a minute before I'm able to do that, but I will get that done today or tomorrow. Okay, so let's move on. Next up, we have Capricorn. Capricorn, sun, moon, and rising signs. Yes, Victoria, you're ready for Capricorn. All right, here we go. So, Capricorn, what can you expect for the week ahead? What's going on with you? Well, first of all, you have the Two of Wands. So I think that you're going to be moving forward in certain energy this week, which is interesting. And I've always kind of, I don't know, it's interesting to me that sometimes the Capricorn energy feels like slightly different than the whole collective. I mean, everybody, we're moving through everything together, but Capricorn, you always seem to be like on your own level, which is cool. I think it's really interesting for you. While everybody else is feeling stuck this week, you're going to be feeling the opportunity to move forward this week, which is great. I think you're coming face to face with your own inspirations and in your own wheelhouse. And something about the collective energy this week that might be a challenge for a lot of people is actually really helpful for you. So whatever's going on this week for you, ride that energy. You have an opportunity to move forward based on what you've been working on and to journey into a new place. And this is a great time for that. You could actually be traveling this week or wanting to travel somewhere or do something different. It can also be about inward journeys, so you might be traveling inward to think about things in a new way. But I think for you, there is certain movement happening in the actual physical external world, though, as well. So take that and run with it. You have the King of Pentacles, and the King of Pentacles is, the master of the physical world. And, Capricorn, you are an earth sign, and you kind of embody the King of Pentacles energy, I feel like, for Capricorn energy. It really is that, that feelings of the rules of the world, knowing how to navigate the way the world works and to move forward from that understanding of the physical plane and moving in the world, taking action in the physical world. This week is going to be about taking action, I think, for you as well. And so really ride that action and use it because it's here for you. There's a bit of an energy really going on in this moment for you. And the more that you can tune into that energy and use that energy to boost yourself forward, the more that you're going to be feeling like things are possible, like you can do things, like the world is working for you. So take that energy and run with it. It's really powerful for you this week. And, I lost my chat. There it goes. Okay. So with the Knight of Wands, this is a movement in the inspirations as well. So you might be feeling really inspired this week too. This energy might be making you feel like you can actually achieve things, you could accomplish things. So move with that energy, let yourself be inspired. And it might be a creative week for you too with the Empress card. So you might be birthing a new creative project into the world or feeling inspired creatively, moving with that creativity energy. All of those kinds of things, the more that you can push that into the world, the more that you can help yourself out here. So let yourself feel like you can actually do things, you can actually move places, you can achieve things, because the more that you can do this week, the more that you're going to be feeling like there's possibilities. So anyway, Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising signs. I hope that that's helpful. I hope you have an excellent week ahead. It seems like for you guys, you're really going to be opened up to this positive energy and momentum. So let yourself feel it and let yourself move with it, because the more that you can do that, the more that I think you're going to be feeling really good this week. That's really great for you, Capricorn. I love that energy. All right. If you would like a private reading for me, they are available on my website. You can find information at junodrome.com. I would love to give you one. We're going to move on now to our Aquariuses. And let's just check things out here. 2 more cards, please. Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising sign. What do you need to know this week? Interesting that they're not wanting to come out. There it goes. And I need one more. Great. All right. Here we go. Thank you. Yeah, you're welcome, Victoria. Thank you. Thanks for tuning in. I'm glad it was such a positive message for Capricorn. That's excellent. Okay, Aquarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising signs. What can my Aquariuses expect for the week ahead? Let's find out together. Well, Aquarius, you have the Hierophant. So this week you are going to be tuning into tradition. Something traditional about the way things work is going to be in your wheelhouse this week. And it could be like ancient energy. Actually, I'm thinking because it's a full moon. Today is a full moon. You might decide to research methods of working with the moon cycles and the natural rhythms of the earth. I think that there's a little bit of tuning into that ancient traditions this week that will be really helpful for you, So how can you use the ancient moon cycle calendar systems to help you move forward? I think if you can tune into that energy a little bit, I think that's going to be really, really positive and helpful for you in the long run. So ask yourself, how can I do that? How can I tune into Uh-oh. Okay, great. Here we go. I'm sorry that things got mixed up, but hopefully you're still with us and things are working out. Okay, so Aquarius, continuing along, we've got the Page of Pentacles. So for you, this is an opportunity for you to tune into the physical world, to learn new things about your world around you. So tune into that energy. There's a feeling of needing to realize the possibilities and let yourself tune into that, tune into learning how to change your own environment. So if your environment is not set up in a way that's conducive to your own needs, you are always able and willing and possible to change that. And so I think this week is going to be learning how to shift and navigate your physical world a little bit so that they can do different things for you, that you can be in a different place, that you can move in a new way. I think if you can do that this week, that's going to help you feel really good about life and about the world and about your own systems. So tune into that new energy. It's also a new beginning in the mind, in the way that you think about things. So this week for my Aquarius it's going to be really, really important for you to let yourself think about things differently. Let yourself think about things in a new way. Change the way that you think about things, that you don't have to be stuck in the past battles of the past with that Five of Swords. You don't have to be stuck in some else negativity. If somebody else around you in your life is bringing you down, you can tune out of that. You can shift into your own positive way of being. You don't have to let somebody else's ideas about the world and about the universe dictate the way that you live your own life. And this week is going to be really important for you to do that, to know that you can change the way that you do things, that you don't have to do things the way that other people do them, and that you can incorporate a new way of doing things, of being into the world, into your own life, that will help you in the long run. So anyway, Aquarius, sun, moon, and rising signs, I hope that that's helpful. We're going to move on now to Pisces. Please do check out your sun, moon, and rise signs. All three will help you out. And if you missed anything during the live, you can check it out and post. Like I've said, I've had some technical difficulties with YouTube today, unfortunately, and it is a possibility that the first few readings will not be on the final video. And so if that's the case, I will take some time to upload the Instagram version to YouTube. So if that happens, just letting you know, I will try my best to fix the situation in the long run. It might take a few minutes to do, but I will be trying to eventually. All right, so let's move on now to Pisces, final one. Pisces, sun, moon, and rise. What's up with you this week? Well, let's find out. Bro, I'm a Sagittarius. Okay, well, I already did Sagittarius, but you can maybe rewind in the live. It should still be there. It'll be available in well. We're working on Pisces now. Okay, Pisces, sun, moon, and rising signs, all three. What can you expect for the week ahead? Let's see. You got the Wheel of Fortune. So Pisces, there's a real fortunate opportunity for you to move in a good direction this week. There's real positivity opening up to you. Now, some things about the collective energy. And so for everybody, where the full moon energy tends to be, it's a couple things. A combination, if you've been trying to manifest things, and you're working with the moon cycle on the new moon, the full moon can be a climax energy of whatever new moon intentions you set out. Sometimes that's the case. But also the full moon tends to be a moment of really coming face to face with the things in your life that you're ready to let go of. And so sometimes that can be a difficult thing. But with the Wheel of Fortune, that fortune is on your side through this process. So there's an opportunity right now to let yourself let go of some of those things, to let yourself move through some of those things, to have a new possibility, a new beginning, a new understanding. Now, with the Five of Pentacles, you might be coming face to face with some past difficult situations. This is a Dark Night of the Soul card, and it doesn't necessarily mean that you're in that right now, though you could be. But it could also mean that you have been in that in the past. And so this full moon might be having you come face to face with some of those things that you've been through, some of those challenges and difficulties, so that you can get out of it. You can move through it. You can move on and beyond it. And so if you're encountering that, just share compassion with yourself. With that King of Cups, this is about being really kind and gentle with yourself through all of the emotions you might be going through. So particularly if you're encountering challenging emotions right now, give yourself compassion, give yourself love, give yourself joy and possibility. The more that you can do that with that King of Cups energy, the more that you'll end up feeling better about life in the long run, you know? So give yourself some time and some space to let go of some of the things that you're ready to let go of. The more that you can do that, the more that you end up feeling good in the long run here. You know, Queen of Swords means letting go of things. I've been talking about that a little bit now, but this is about cutting out the things in life that are no longer serving you and letting yourself do that. So if you come face to face with things that you don't want in your life anymore, give yourself the permission to get rid of it, to let it go, to move on, to do something different, to change. You know, this is a great moment for change for you. So don't hold yourself back to any of your lowest moments. This is about letting yourself be in something new, letting the new energy push you in a new direction and moving forward from there. Your final card is the Magician card. So with the Magician, this is an opportunity to change everything, to do everything in a new way, to move in any direction you need to. The Magician is able to harness all of the forces around him, internal and external, to create a new life, to change anything, to make everything happen, to make anything happen, to move in a new way, to create new things, to change everything. So Pisces, this is a great moment for you to do that kind of work, to let yourself change, to let yourself move and incorporate something different for yourself. So if you feel like you are at the place where you can do that, now is the time. Now is the time to change, to rearrange, to reincorporate, to move new, all of those things. So take the opportunity and run with it, because now is the time for that. Anyway, Pisces, Sun, Moon, and Rising signs. That's my reading for you. Please do check out all three, your Sun, Moon, and Rising. All three will help triangulate for you. We are going to do our little collective messages, and then that'll be it for the week. So collective, some of the most important things that came up were coming face to face with the things that you're blocking, that are blocking you, and the full moon. So let's talk a little bit about the full moon energy. With a full moon, this is an opportunity to let things go. And a lot of times during full moons, deep, emotional, challenging things may come up, right? And those challenges are coming up because they're ready to release. So if you feel like you're having a resurgence in any kind of challenges or old ways of thinking about things, old ways of doing things that you're like, I thought I moved through this, you know, it's coming up because it's ready to be gone, right? It's ready to let go of. So it's pulling up from your subconscious so that you can encounter it consciously and let yourself consciously decide, I no longer want to operate in this way. I no longer want to do this kind of thing anymore. I'm not in this place anymore. I want to change. I want to do things differently. I want to rearrange my life, any of those things. This is an opportunity for that. So let yourself change. Let yourself do things differently. Let yourself move in a new direction. The more that you can do that, the more that you feel better about life in the long run, and things move in a new way for you, right? So let yourself change. Let yourself rearrange. Let yourself let go of some of those things. Now is an entirely important moment for that. And if you are encountering anything that's feeling like it's blocking you, it may be giving you wisdom into those types of situations. So anything that's blocking you, especially if it's internal, ask yourself why. Ask yourself, what is happening here? Why is this happening? What can I do to shift and change things? I think the more that you can do that, the more that it puts you in a new position to feel like things are different, right? So let yourself feel that. Let yourself change. Let yourself move in a new direction. All right, everybody, thank you so much for tuning in to our live. If you're with me live and you want a quick little mini reading, I'd be happy to give you one just for this once. I think there's a couple people in it. So if you're in the chat, I'm feeling generous right now. Let me know if you want a quick little mini reading and I will give you one. Otherwise, I'm going to head out. Victoria, do you want me to pull a card for you personally? I'd be happy to, just as a thanks. Let me know. Cassandra, I would love a reading. Okay, so Cassandra and Victoria, if you have any specific questions, let me know. Cassandra, if you have a specific question, please put it in the chat. Victoria, if you have a specific question, go ahead and put it in the chat, okay? And I'd be happy to answer it. If you just want a general reading, let me know too. But I'm going to give one to the both of you because I'm feeling generous and I'm here right now. Job. Okay, Victoria, what's up with your job? Let's find out. And we'll do Victoria, then we'll do Cassandra. All right, Victoria, what do you need to know about your job? Let's see here. One more, or maybe two more. Victoria, job. Ooh, that's a good sign. All right, Victoria, job. Okay. Victoria, what's going on with job stuff for you? Well, the first card that popped out, and I think is really important to keep in mind, is you've got the anxiety card here. So, with the anxiety card, um, uh, this is about being overcome with your own anxious energy. So I think that things might feel worse about your career in your mind than they actually are in person. So just keep that in mind. Keep it in mind that your own anxieties around this situation may not be real, because ultimately, you have the 10 of Pentacles. So this is ultimate abundance. You've got real abundance coming into you in this moment, and it's here for you in some aspect of your career. So particularly like if you're looking for a job or something, or whatever, if you're just having trouble in your own job, just know that that the money's coming. It's here for you. It's possible for you. So don't let your own anxieties around it hold you back. I think that's really important. Now, how are you going to get there? What are you going to do? The Empress card is really important. This is creativity. So, and it doesn't necessarily mean that you have to be in a creative work environment, but it's just saying that, your own creative spark is what's going to help lead you through this. So think about things outside of the box. I think that's going to be really, really important for your career. Do things in a different way. Think about things from outside of the box. That's going to help shift the things and your thinking in the right way to help you. Finally, you have the Justice card, which is kind of saying that your good karma is going to come back to you, and there's balance here too. So, find the balance, find the situation that's the right balance for you. And that, I think, in the long run, is going to help out your career stuff. So anyway, I'm only doing little mini ones since they're little free ones, but if you need a larger reading with me, you can find out on my website. I'd be happy to give you a real one. All right, so we'll do one for Cassandra as well. Cassandra, my fiance just took his life. I'm just having a hard time at this point. I'm okay with anything. Okay, well, I hope that you're all right. That sounds like a very, very difficult situation, and not something that I have ever been through. So I don't know how to empathize with you on that, but I just know that my heart is going out to you right now, and we'll see what the cards need to say for you. But I hope that you're doing okay. I hope that you have a good support structure in your life right now. So just make sure that you have people around you, and help around you, because that's so important. So I hope that you have family and friends and people that love you around you. Let's see here. Yeah, I think in these moments, you got the Tower card, right? So in these moments of cataclysmic stuff, your whole life is turned upside down here, with this card, and it's coming from seemingly out of nowhere. And, the biggest things that can help you out here is prioritizing balance. What do you need to balance yourself and to feel regulated, in your own emotional regulation, and do what you need to do, right? Like feel all of the feelings, find the space, excuse me, find the space to move through what you need to move through, and let yourself move through everything, don't hold back on it, and if you need be alone to do that, find the space and to be alone to move through that stuff, because that's really important, I think, for you, and don't be afraid of stepping back a little bit from certain things in life too. This is about feeling stuck. This is the stuck card. But in some situations, like taking a huge step back and letting ourselves just process things is deeply important. And I think that that's kind of what's being asked of you in this moment, is to just give yourself as much space to step back as you can, to move back from things, to let some certain things go, so that you can be with yourself and be doing the things that you need to do. I think the more that you can do that for yourself, the more in the long run you'll come back into a sense of this balanced place, if you're feeling heavily unbalanced. And the last card is the Judgment card, which is interesting. Like, you know what, here we're going to take it literally. Don't judge yourself either. Don't judge yourself for your feelings. Don't judge yourself for any of it, however that you're feeling through this. Don't feel like as though you have to be a certain thing, you have to do a certain thing, you have to incorporate things in a certain way, you have to perform for other people in a certain way. Whatever you need to do in this moment is valid and is necessary. And don't let the external world put anything on you right now. Do what you need for you, and people will get it, and the people who don't get it, screw them. Like, do what you need for you in this moment. That's just the most important message from all of this. So anyway, Cassandra, I hope that's helpful. Victoria, I hope that was helpful for you. Victoria says thank you very much, and Cassandra, you said thank you. Okay, I'm trying. I appreciate you so much. I have a lot of regrets, but I appreciate you. Okay, yeah, I understand. So don't judge yourself for it, with that judgment card, and I know that's easier said than done, but, try to give yourself as much grace as you can, that, it's some of it is, it's don't put it on you, don't put it on you. The actions of another person are not yours, and as hard as that is, and I don't mean that harsh, I mean that with as much compassion as possible. Don't put it on you. It's not your fault. It really isn't, and just keep that in mind. All right, everybody. I'm going to call the live here. I hope that you have an excellent week ahead. We've got 2 chats going here. So, like I said before, if it turns out that the readings did not show up, the first ones, because we had some technical difficulties at the beginning, I will post the Instagram version. So my hope is that it all works out in the end. But anyway, thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you have an excellent week ahead. I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.